Hello, hello, hello. Excuse me. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming is live on Twitch, and you're tuned in to another great episode of Bose 831 Gaming's Twitch live stream series where we're playing Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Edition, and we're on the Alma, Missouri map. And again, this is the Twitch live stream series Bose 831 Gaming Farming Simulator 22 Alma, Missouri. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. But without much further ado, let's just get right into it. First of all, I'm going to have to do a bit of setup for tonight's episode because a lot of things have been going on. When we last left off, I was in the process of working some contracts as we were working towards our goal of getting $1 million balance in our account so that we can work toward the larger goal of picking up all of the animal properties on the map, which again, just for I guess like a chapter review, we want to get let's go to farmland view. We want to get this property here, which is property 35, which contains a cow farm. This property has cows on it already, so once we do acquire this property, we will already have cows in place, so we won't necessarily need to purchase cows because cows come along with this property. Uh, and that property costs $294,948. The second property that we desire to acquire is this property here, which is field 11 is on this property, but this is property number 10, and this property contains the pig farm that's on the map. Pigs are not, unlike the cow farm, uh, pigs are not on this property when you purchase it, so we will have to purchase pigs, but that will complete acquisition of every property on the map that has animals, and that's my goal. Is I want to acquire ownership of every property on this map that has animal because I want to focus this series on animal husbandry. Excuse me, tongue twister. I guess that's a tongue twister today. But animal husbandry, and as on the backside of that, our farming operations. But the primary thing is our farming operations will be first to support our animal husbandry operations, and then farming, for profit along with that or after that. But the primary focus will be the animals, and then farming to support the animals, and then farming for profit. And that's just how I would desire to run this series. But I'm kind of getting off track here. Let's go back to the regular map view. And continuing along with the setup, like I said, when I last left off, we were working contracts. I had picked up a harvesting contract, and let's go to our contract view and let me show you that real quick so we can see that. That's on field 10, and a couple of baling contracts on fields 35 and 38. And then, as I also indicated, that I would be working these contracts, off camera as much as possible. And then when we came back in on the next episode of the series, I would get you up to speed with where we are at when we come back in. Well, guess what? A lot of things happened between that last episode and where we are at tonight. And let me preface all of this by saying Um, I did indicate that we recently installed the Straw Harvest mod by Creative Mesh, and and I use that in Farming Simulator 19. This is the Farming Simulator 22 version of it. I've been watching some YouTube videos on it and reading up about it on the internet and different little things. And apparently, there are, from what is my understanding, some potential issues of bugs with that pack, and I don't know if that's what's causing some of the issues that I have been experiencing or not, but it's just interesting the timing of some of the issues that I've been having. But of course, I'm starting by telling my story from the back end instead of the front end. So let me get back to the front end of my story. I've been attempting to work these contracts that I started at the end of last week's episode off camera, but in the process of completing or working the contract for field 10, I encountered an issue with the straw on the field from field 10 that was being created disappearing from the field at random intervals. Uh, because as I was playing the game off camera, there was I couldn't like play the game constantly nonstop, so there were points where I would save the game, then come back into the game at a different time and pick up from where I was at. But long story short, the straw that was on the field was just randomly disappearing when I would load into the game. Not only that, but there were some I was encountering an issue where when I would come back into the game at different times, um, the contract would disappear. Including and off of this screen right here, where the contract screen, the contract would just randomly disappear altogether. The two other active contracts would remain, but the completed contract for Field 10 would disappear. I don't know if that is a bug related to um, the Straw Harvest mod or it's some other bug with the game that was already out there. But just throwing that out there. Long story short is what would happen is when I would load the game, because this is what I found is if I sometimes when I would load the game and come to this field and be like just like how I am now, where I hop into the harvester or whatever, or any of the pieces of equipment that are here, and I'm just sitting here, and then the straw would start disappearing off of the field, and then and then a few moments later, the entire contract would just disappear from off of the contract screen. But then there were other times where I would get out of the game and restart the game, and I would come right into the game, and this contract wouldn't even be on the contract screen at all. And it's just been really random when this has been happening. I don't know what's going on, but it ended up causing a delay with me working these contracts off camera. It was my intent to finish all of these before we started tonight's episode, and then when we started up tonight, to come in working some of these additional contracts that are already down here on these other fields. But because of the issues I ran into with field 10, I have not been able to get to that point because I've been like testing and trying different things and trying to figure out what's going on with field 10. Needless to say, I have not per se figured out a solution. The last thing I tried was I released the TARDIS trailer, which is part of the TARDIS pack. Here, I'll show you here in mods and DLCs. But let's see where it's at. The Lizard TARDIS XL pack, and it's one of the largest trailers in that pack, and I'm using the forage wagon that comes with that pack, the XL version of it, which has a realistic capacity and unrealistic capacity. Of course, I'm using the unrealistic capacity here. The 200 media, about to say 200 meters, but I forget. I'm sorry, I struggle with the metric units of measurement there. But wouldn't that? Well, I guess it would be metric. That is metric, but the 200 M capacity. Let's see where we go. I just went back, but let's go where. The 200 M cubed capacity trailer, and I got that filled up, and I still have not picked up all of the straw from this contract. I kind of want to just grab all of the straw from this contract and just save that for later use. What I'm thinking is if I have a silo that will hold this straw, I will put all of that straw in that silo, but I need to do research on what silos will have enough capacity to hold all of the straw from this contract. I don't know how much straw I'm going to end up with yet, because this is just the first trailer, and I'm going to have to lease another trailer here because I thought that this trailer would not get filled to its max capacity before I got all the straw in this field, but this field is huge. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just bite the bullet on the lease of these trailers till I'm able to brainstorm or do some testing or come up with a different solution as far as storing the straw that I've accumulated from this contract. Also give you a heads up for those of you who might be coming in to this series or this episode for the first time tonight. What I'm doing is a little bit or a lot cheaty, depending on your perspective and how you choose to play the game. But the cheat or method that I'm using allows me to grab the straw from any contracts that I'm working, which is not normally allowed, but there is a way where you can use the base game. Well, it's not a base game; it's actually a mod. But you can use a forage harvester attachment, which I have on the front of this tractor here, to grab the straw from a contract. Okay, why is it shooting? I guess I should have put the pipe in, because I just don't know where that bad boy just shot that straw pipe in. And you can see I also did create some straw bales with straw from this contract as well. That's the bales you see in the background. I did do that off camera as well, and we still have plenty of straw left. So I think what I'm going to do at this point, we're going to lease a second TARDIS trailer, and I'm going to see if that will get us to the finish line with our straw. Hopefully so, because that's a lot of straw that we have already. So next stop, let's go here to the shop. We're going to lease another TARDIS XL which is again 200 meters cubed, or metric tons cubed. And we're going to go ahead and lease that as well. And we're going to pick that up from the shop. We're going to take our setup to field 10, grab the remaining straw that's on that field, and hopefully we won't need to grab another trailer. Hopefully that will be enough. And I'm going to keep those trailers leased out until I can figure out another storage option for all of the straw that I've accumulated, or if we would turn them into bales or whatever the case may be. I gotta still work some of that out. The bales that I created that you see on the farm already, I use the another trailer to harvest some of that straw, and then a stationary baling machine, and made some bales, and that's how I accumulated those bales that you see that I already have on the farm. But while I was doing that, I saw another YouTuber that I talk about from time to time that I recommend that you guys definitely check out when you get the time, and that's Mr. Silly P. And in one of his YouTube videos, he was showing a feature. It's either a feature or a bug, of which I'm not sure, and which category you might think it falls in may depend on your personal opinion or perspective. But he showed that if you use this forage harvester along with a feed mixer trailer, then when the forage harvester picks up the straw and puts it into the feed mixer automatically turns that straw into straw pellets instead of regular straw. And straw pellets does not take as much storage space to store, so that was kind of to our benefit to store straw as straw pellets instead of regular straw, because you don't need as much storage for straw pellets as you do for a regular straw. So I went and grabbed the feed mixer that we have on the farm, and tested that out, and that definitely works. But because the capacity of my feed mixer is only roughly about 20,000 liters, we filled it up to capacity rather quickly. And so I was just trying to figure out other means where we can pick up the straw and turn the straw into straw pellets. But then I started running into all those issues that I mentioned previously about the straw disappearing from the map and all of that, all those other issues. So I never got around to getting back to kind of testing that out, and that's kind of where we're at tonight. Is one of the ideas that I came across as I've been troubleshooting this issue was to use this particular trailer from forage trailer from the TARDIS pack, and it's something that just hit me late today as I was kind of brainstorming on some potential solution to the issues that I was having. I know to a certain degree I'm probably kind of like rambling a little bit now, but as we follow through tonight, I hope if you're not understanding some of what I'm talking about, as we move along through this episode tonight, you see what I'm doing, some things will make more sense. And again, all of the mods that I use in the episodes in my series are all add-ons that are available on your in-game mod hub, because I'm playing on console, and this, in my case, the Xbox Series X. So most of these mods, if not all of these mods, should be available to console players. Now, if you're a PC player, then you have a ton of options where you don't have to go through half the things that I'm talking about here, and there are other ways you can address some of the issues and concerns that I'm having that I won't be privy to or have access to follow through with, because I'm playing on console. Alright, so here we are, back on Field 10. And the other thing I want to point out while we're here as well is I'm still a little fuzzy on the icons as far as like straw is concerned. I'm pretty sure, I think based the icon that we're seeing now, hold on, lower force pickup, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. The icon that we're seeing now is the icon for straw pellets, I think, but don't quote me, because the icons between the straw pellets and regular straw are so similar. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the difference between the two, because it's very slight. But hopefully we're still getting straw pellets here and not regular straw, so that way what we're storing will take up less storage, because it's one of the reasons that I like the straw harvest pack, because turning regular straw into straw pellets is more efficient as far as storage, let alone as far as what you need to keep your animals taken care of. That's why I really enjoyed playing with the pack once it came out in Farming Simulator 19, and then I definitely will use it in Farming Simulator 22. But again, I saw some things online where there might be some potential bugs or issues with the pack, but I know, and I'm very confident that Creative Mesh, the group of modders that made this pack, will address whatever issues are out there and are true and correct in a timely manner, because that's what they do. Trust me, that group of modders is really good. So if there are any bugs or issues with the game, I'm sure they'll work with Giants and do what they need to do to get that resolved, and hopefully put something out very quickly if there really is a major bug, or really any bugs or issues with the pack and the game. But all that being said, we're just going to try to go ahead tonight, and what we're doing, I'm going to wrap up grabbing all the straw from Field 10, and then we'll finish up the other 2 contracts I have accumulated for silage harvesting and baling, and kind of take it from there. So again, this is another week or another episode in the series where we're again working contracts, and my apologies on that, as I hope to be much further along when we started up tonight. But again, based on the issues that I've outlined again earlier, I was not able to get a lot of those things done that I anticipated to get done off camera, so that's where we are at tonight. All right, so we're gonna. And again, like I also kind of touched on, what I'm doing right here is, again, a bit of a cheat, possibly, but it depends on how you choose to play the game and your personal perspective and preferences. You know, for me, I've always kind of, as a console player, kind of been frustrated with the fact that we can't uh, normally, by default, do anything with the straw that we create when we have a harvesting contract. So, and I know that PC players have a mod that they can download and install that allows them to uh, utilize the straw from harvesting contracts. But for console players, there was no such way to do so normally. But now, some players have figured out a way to do that on consoles, utilizing some of the mods that are available. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. But again, like I've said earlier in this series and in other series that I've produced, play the game the way that you find that works for you. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun, and that should be your first and main objective above anything else. Play the game in the way that works the best for you and that you have the most fun doing. It is called Farming Simulator 22, but the degree of simulation that works for you might be different for you than it is for me. And that being said, I'm going to have fun first, and then focus on realism and all of that stuff, later down the line. When possible, I like to play, for the most part, as realistic as possible. But again, I also go that route with the caveat that at the end of the day, it is also a game. But that's just me. And but now the case, if you are tuned in, I thank you for watching and checking me out. Hope that I'm not offending you too much by doing a little bit of what some may consider being a cheat of sorts. Alright. With all that being said, we're just gonna try to see if we can work our way through the rest of this straw we got here on this field, and hopefully we won't have to grab another TARDIS XL trailer. Hopefully this TARDIS XL trailer will suffice. But I'm getting concerned because it's starting to fill up here. This is pretty crazy. And this is, mind you, not the largest field on this map. This is probably the second largest field, but this is not the largest field on this map. And the amount of straw that we got from just this one harvesting contract is crazy. But it took a significant amount of time to finish the harvesting of the field itself. I did do a lot of that off camera as well. So I have been working through, a lot of stuff off camera, but I don't even want to get into it, guys, with how much time I spent trying to troubleshoot this whole straw issue, and it's been interesting. All right, so one more row here, and hopefully we can get through this row without having to lease another trailer. But if such is the case that we get to that point, I'm gonna just have to let that last little remainder of product go, because it's not going to be worth it to have a lease on another trailer just for that small amount of straw, whatever that ends up being. Now, I'm still amazed at how much straw came from this field, man. That is wild. All right. 88%. So we are going to get to the finish line, it looks like. But it's going to be close. There we are. That's 91%, man. That is wild. All right, so we're gonna take this trailer to our main farm, but we're not done yet, because as I indicated, we have our feed mixer that's also filled to the max with straw pellets. So I gotta bring that back to the main farm as well, and then we'll get to work on wrapping up those other contracts that we accumulated. One other thing that I didn't mention that I also did when as we were running into this issue, because I didn't want to run into losing some of the contracts that I'm working on because of the amount of time it was taking for me to deal with some of the stuff that I was testing out and whatnot, is I changed my time scale to real time to give me some more time to work through some of the issues that I was having. And normally, again, we operate with the time scale being on 3x, but I'm going to keep it at real time for the moment, and we'll bump it back up to 3x once I finish with what we're doing tonight. Although I'll probably do that off camera as well, and we'll kind of resolve all that on the next episode when we jump back in on the next episode of this series. But this is crazy. What you're looking at here, is the sum total of, wrong thing, of all of the straw that was accumulated from that one contract in that one field. Because all of these straw bales here are all from that contract. Because the straw bales that I already had on the farm from my own field are these straw bales here. They are different size, and that's these 6 bales here. But all of these bales are from that contract on field 10, along with these 2 TARDIS XL forage harvesters. That is crazy. And this is a lizard forage pickup, and that's a mod as well. And again, this mod can be found on the mod hub. Now let me see here before we leave. I think that, okay, it didn't. So where did that straw that got shot over in this area end up going to? I don't. Maybe it didn't. Hey. Maybe it didn't. I thought it might have went into this into my Mahindra setup here, because my Mahindra is able to carry a certain amount of material, up to 1,000 liters of material. Doesn't look like it went in there, so maybe it didn't go anywhere. It just graphically showed that it was spitting out straw somewhere, but it doesn't. At least I can't visually see right now where it may have went. So I'm going to assume that it didn't go anywhere, but hopefully that won't bite me at some point somewhere down the line. Alright, so again, we got to head back to field 10. There's other equipment we need to pick up, and then we'll go ahead and complete that contract. And that will get us paid for that contract, and then we should just have the other 2 silage baling contract, and then we will have the opportunity to pick up another contract. The game has a game limit of only 3 active contracts that you can have at one time, so I won't be able to grab any more contracts until I complete those other 2 contracts. So whatever else pops up in the contracts menu, we'll have to wait it out until I finish some of the other active contracts, because we can only have 3 active contracts at one time. Alrighty. And now my controller batteries are getting low, so the fun continues. Alrighty, and there's a whole trailer load of rye that I forgot to take back to the shop as well. So we're gonna do that as well and go ahead and get paid for that. That pay might offset some of the leasing costs that we've been paying as well, and we're going to continue to pay for the TARDIS trailer. So let's go ahead and take this, deliver this load of rye to our sale point, our grain sale point. Then we'll come back to field 10 and pick up our feed mixer, and after that, then I'll work on those silage baling contracts. And to your left, you can kind of see a little pig farm here. Over to your left, that farm does have its own silo on site. I don't believe that silo is a multi-fruit silo, however, so given that that farm is a pig farm, I may still have to do some other things to come up with some other solutions for how to address some of the materials that I need to store, um, so so that we can provide proper maintenance for my pigs when we get to that point. And that's again stuff or things that we will address in later episodes in the series. It's a little bit frustrating that we're almost 10 episodes in and I haven't got to the point yet where we're actually doing the main flow of what I want to be doing on this series. But again, this is a new map, new series, new farm, so it's all a learning process, and some of that stuff is happening, in real time. So in that regard, it kind of is what it is. But we're definitely gonna get there, and I think it's gonna be fun once we get our animal farms purchased and we're kind of in that main flow. Because again, I've kind of talked about, I was kind of on the fence about whether I would do the horses as well, but I think I am, even though it may kind of make how we do some of the things in the series flow a little different than you're used to when you're watching, other streamers series or other YouTuber series. But I think that's the way I'm going to do it, just to do something different. Alright, you just saw the train in front of us there passing through. So we timed that just right. Kind of coming through this little gauntlet here in the main town. And again, this contract is already complete, so we're not going to get any additional credit towards the completion of the contract. This is just all just straight for profit sales here. Okay, I did not see any pop-up that indicated that we were paid anything for that crop. So the bugs continue, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That was straight up weird there as well. Alright. I'm going to take that hit and we're going to keep things moving here. But I hope that does not mean that the whole contract system is broken and I'm not going to get paid at this point going forward for anything that I do regarding contracts. Well, that's really going to be fun. So headed back to field 10. Let me look at something here on the contracts screen. Okay, it's still showing as completed there. And again, the bugs that I'm experiencing may be related to the way that contracts also work on the base game. Again, it's been a while since I've played a game where I'm working a lot of different contracts exclusively. I don't believe I've encountered this particular bug or set of bugs, so I don't want to improperly attribute it or what I'm experiencing now to the straw harvest pack alone per se, but I can't say for sure if it's that or something else. But just has been my experience right now since the last episode, which is also the episode right after that pack came out, that I've been experiencing the bugs that I've been seeing tonight. All right. Alright, so I'm going to drop that trailer off. We don't need that trailer to harvester. The last thing we need to do before we complete this contract is I want to grab my feed mixer. And again, a lot of the stuff that I was doing here on this field, I was just testing out a few different things. But in the process of testing some of those different things out, I encountered these bugs, these issues that I've talked about. And so also in that process, I ended up saving the game at a certain point. So once I saved the game, there was, because you can't have multiple game saves for a particular map, once I reached a certain point and I saved the game, you're kind of stuck where you're at unless you restart the entire series on that map. And I definitely didn't want to do that. So where we're at is where we're at for right now. It's not a huge deal, but it is kind of what it is. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take this setup back to my main farm. Okay, so I guess I can see the difference in the icons now. So the icon, this is definitely straw pellets that are in this that are in my feed mixer trailer here, because you can see like the icon, the three little leafy looking things there. I guess that represents straw pellets. Well, if we go look at the icon for what's in the cartage trailers, you see it has a bunch of little squiggly lines down there, so I guess that's the icon for regular straw. So both of these are filled with straw, and then my feed mixer is filled with straw pellets, and then I have the bales. And again here, I just wanted to show this because I don't know if I was explaining it very well earlier, but the feed mixer only has a max capacity of 22,000 liters. But when you use this method to grab straw from contracts, and you use the feed mixer for your trailer, the straw is automatically turned to straw pellets. And that's a good thing in the sense that straw pellets take up less space, whether it's you're putting straw pellets in silos or wherever on your farm, I guess, or even if you take the straw pellets and use them to make bales, it's still in straw in the straw pellets farm takes up less space than straw in any other farm. Any other form. So this is a good thing, but the issue is that feed mixers, this feed mixer that I have has a 22,000 capacity. I was looking at some of the other, because I could have picked up a larger feed mixer, but the largest one that I have, let's go to if I go to the right screen, installed right now, if we go to animals, is probably this one right here, and that one only has a 45 cubic meter capacity. So I'd fill that up in a heartbeat based on the amount of straw we accumulated. I don't think I have a larger one. Let's see. Yeah, that's the largest one I have, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was 28.8. And going back to that one, you see what the cost is on that one. That's 141,000. Then lease that would be $7,191. And then I still have the issue of where will I, once it's full, how will I unload it? And then where would I unload it to? Which is the same issue I have here as well. And I did do some research and did figure out a solution for this issue. And that another mod or set of mods that I have installed is this mod pack here by 82 Studios. And it's the Global Goods transport pack by 82 Studios, and this piece of equipment here. Um, this is a bag that has a realistic capacity or unrealistic capacity of up to 200 meters cubed. Um, Actually, as I'm talking up here now, as we're kind of going through the series, just a lot of stuff is going through my head here, and some ideas or some thoughts on what I could do. But I probably want to test some of this off camera. But because I still want to see if there's a way I could turn all of this straw that I have in these two trailers into pellets. I'm probably out of gas now, but there's some stuff I want to play with later on here. And I'll probably do that off camera. But getting back to what I'm saying here, well, wrong with the big bags. But the solution that I had came up with, and this was thanks to something I saw on YouTube by from DJ Goham, who is another YouTuber who I recommend, farming simulator YouTuber. Where you can use the packs, the big bags from this pack here, set them to unreal capacity, then strap them to a trailer, haul that trailer out on site, and then have the feed mixer unload into those big bags, and then just save those big bags of pellets for when you need them. But again, because of the issues I was encountering with the bug with the straw disappearing from the field, or the contract disappearing, and all of those issues that I have been experiencing, I was not able to successfully complete the process that way. So, and again, as I was getting ready to go live tonight, just a little, probably a little while before we went live tonight, that's when the thought hit me to try using these forage trailers here, and that seemed to have worked. It's just frustrating because I really wanted to turn all of this straw into pellet form, because the straw pellets store better than regular straw stores, and again takes up less space. But enough about that. I think I've kind of covered that whole thing ad nauseum, but it's still kind of grinding me right now, because I spent a lot of time on it, and I still really don't know what's going on yet. In fact, I'm still not confident now, as we are going through this episode tonight, that when I save this game and go out and come back in, that something else crazy won't be happening when we come back in. So we'll hold our breath on that. And what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and kill that contract, because I've had more than enough fun and frustration and everything in between. Get paid. So we're about to get paid. So we're about to see. So here we go. All right, so we did get the 23,119 contract income for that contract. It's now off the board, and we only have the two for 35 and 38. Well, that's good. So that seems to be working. So let's go ahead and finish them up, those two up, and then because I'm not, based on some of the stuff at the moment, until we completely finish those other ones. So let me pick up on the baler. Baler's on. Turn on wind rower, and let's go. And again, I had a lot of this stuff all done off camera, pretty much wrapped up, but because of all the issues I've been experiencing off camera with all these different bugs that I've kind of touched on tonight, I've been having to restart the game time and time again, and like I say, every time I would come back in the game, it's something different happening. So it's just been crazy because there was one version of this whole process where I had completely finished all the billing on both of the fields for these other two contracts, but I ended up losing all of that because I didn't save before. But to say that I haven't been dealing with a lot of frustration because of some of these issues would be an understatement. But we're gonna just kind of continue to run through what we got going on here tonight and working these contracts, and then hopefully by the time we tune back in on the next episode of this series, we'll have reached that $1 million goal, and we can go ahead and start making our purchases of additional farmland, where we can get to rocking on our animal husbandry. Yeah. Man. And again, the reason why I'm kind of excited about all of this stuff once we get into it is because it's been quite some time since I've done animals in any way, shape, or form. Why am I struggling with certain words today? But any way, shape, or form in Farming Simulator 22. So it will be really. I think the last time I did any animals was in my very first Twitch series / YouTube series. When I was on, that was on my Elm Creek Farm series, and you can also, if you get a chance, check out that series as well on my YouTube channel. And some of those episodes may also still be on my Twitch channel. If they hadn't been purged yet, I hadn't looked in a while, so I'm not sure if they're still out there on Twitch, but you definitely can find that whole series on my YouTube channel, and check it out. That was my very first attempt at doing this whole Twitch live thing and YouTube thing. So some of those episodes are very rough, even though I know what I'm doing now is still probably in some aspects still kind of rough, as far as like when you're dealing with some of your more polished YouTubers and streamers, but definitely, working on getting there. And I hope you all will stay with me and be along for the ride, because you definitely gotta start one place and then work on your goals towards getting to the other place. And we gotta get on the bike first before you get there. So we're on the first phase of getting on the bike, and starting to pedal, and as we get better, we'll pedal a little faster and eventually get to where we're trying to go. And again, I hope you will be there with me when we get to that destination. But in either case, I appreciate those of you who are here. I hope that many more of you will come aboard. You're always welcome, and I appreciate your tuning in and your patronage. And again, I'm still new to this. Even though I've been doing doing it for a little bit now, I still got a long way to go. Some of these guys, hit the ground running and they're seasoned pros, but just bear with the old man here. I'm old school with this. I'm one of your older, more, as I like to say, seasoned YouTube personalities that you're gonna get, because I'm not a young buck or a kid per se. I'm probably a lot of y'all describe me as an old man, even though there's probably a lot of older men that might take offense to that, being that I'm in my 50s right now, which is, depending on where you're at on the spectrum, may be old or may be young to you. But I think for the most part, with the demographic that we're dealing with on YouTube and online in general, you're talking folks that are younger than myself or my particular group or demographic. So I'm sure a lot of you are going to see me as the old man, so to speak. But I'll take those hits and roll with it, because I don't mind at all. And part of that has to do with where I come from, my experience and background. Being a ex-military dude, and in a lot of cases, being that I'm ex-military, one of the things that you learn being in the military is you learn how to be flexible, be able to roll with the punches sometimes, and adjust on the fly. And I definitely can do that. But all right, so let's see here. We're just kind of going to be grinding out contracts the rest of tonight. So it's, if you're not into like watching bailing operations, then you probably won't get that much excitement out of what we are doing right now. But this is where we're at. We're working on some silage baling contracts. If this is your first episode tuning in tonight, you're probably wondering what kind of setup we have going on here. This is the I guess I can show you real quick the configuration that we have here now. Let me go to our owned items. We're using this particular windrow here, which is the Lizard R100, which is part of the Lizard front windrower mod. And the baler that we're using is this baler here, which is the quick bale mod. but this is the quick bail because there's 2 versions of the quick bailer in that mod pack. I know some of you guys, if you're new to the game, you're probably tuning in and looking at this configuration and like, okay, what the heck is that? But that's the setup of the configuration that we're using right now. And again, I'm a console gamer, so all the mods that you will see me use on this series will all be mods that are available on your in-game mod hub. Again, I probably still need to do a little bit more work and research and get better at making sure when I call out what mods I use and make mod recommendations that I also give proper shout outs to the modders that made the mods that I use most of the time, but that's something I can work on. Definitely probably need to get better there. So my apologies first and foremost to any modders whose mods I'm using and I've called out, or you see me using here on this series, and I haven't given the mod maker their proper credits or kudos. But if you are a maker of mods and you happen to be tuned into this series and you see one of your mods on here and you feel that I haven't given you proper consideration, by all means give me a shout out, let me know, and I'll be happy to make sure I get that issue corrected. Definitely not trying to do it on purpose. Like I say, I'm still in some ways learning how to do this and trying to figure out my feel for how I want to do my YouTube and Twitch videos overall. I want to make sure that what I produce is entertaining, while at the same time I also don't want to be a complete carbon copy of what's already out there. I want to kind of offer something a little bit different, but at the same time I also want my videos to be also kind of therapeutic, because one of the things that got me into Farming Simulator 22, at least heavily into Farming Simulator 22, was during the pandemic, and kind of watching some YouTubers kind of doing the same thing you see me doing here, and just kind of going through playing the game, and talking about the love for the game and some of the things that are going on with them a little bit in real life and kind of stuff like that. I definitely also find the game to be a very therapeutic experience. This game is definitely one of those games if you want to get into, do some things so you can just kind of relax and kind of relieve a little bit of stress and just get focused on something else, so that whatever might be going on in real life that might be stressing you out, this is definitely one of those kind of games. It's not one of those fast twitch games. There is technically no way you win or lose this game. It's just there's just things you do, and some guys get caught up in the minutia of what's the right way and the wrong way to do different things in the game. And that's another cool thing about this game as well, is because there are multiple ways to do a lot of the things that you do in the game. There's not necessarily a textbook right or wrong way to do a lot of things in the game. So even You know, if you have folks that want to go there, there's still different routes or different avenues where, you know, on how you can go about doing things. So definitely have to find, you know, the route or the way that works best for you and however you want to do it. It's like what we're doing here now with this old baling operation. You know, there's, you know, because of mods and even with base game equipment, there's many different ways that you could do the same things that I'm doing here now. All right, we're getting close. We almost got this one wrapped up. Pun intended. All right, there it is. So that's all the material here. I'm going to go ahead and fold up my windrower. It will automatically shut off. We're going to lift the pickup for the baler and turn it off. All right. And then we're going to go over to field 35 and build everything there. And then we'll be done with all of our baling operations, and we can return our equipment to our main farm. Because you got to remember, here with the baling contracts, I'm using my own equipment. I'm not using the contract equipment. So once I finish using this equipment, it's a good practice to go ahead and perform your vehicle maintenance. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll take it from there. Once we're done with all of that and we complete these contracts, then we'll look at the contracts screen and make an assessment on where we might want to go next. Okay, I did already do the bills for field 35, so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and sell or deliver our bills so that we can complete our contracts. With the caveat here that I hope I don't encounter any more bugs. One bug that I know does come up from time to time as it relates to contracts with baling contracts is sometimes when you have multiple baling contracts that are at the same delivery point, sometimes the game will miscalculate the bales that you deliver and attribute them to the wrong contract, which may put you in a position where you don't have enough bales to complete one of these secondary contracts. I've definitely encountered that before, where I delivered all of the bales from the contracts that I had available to me based on fields that were assigned, but because both of them had the same delivery point when I turned in everything, I was only able to successfully complete one of the two contracts. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Alright, so here we're going to go ahead and perform our equipment maintenance. Repair the quick bale. That's, wrong button. Wire for repair, that's $15. Repair the windrower, $26. Mandra's fine. Repair the tractor, $6.52. Yes. Alright. Next up, we go ahead and store the windrower. I gotta, because of the how low the clearance is for this barn, I gotta kind of finesse my way through the door there, as you can see with this windrower. Let's do this. Alright, so next up, we need to go ahead and grab our bale trailer here. I use the faster of my tractors here. Let me go ahead and park this bad boy. Park him right here. All right. Now let's go grab our bills and get our money. And that way we can be paid in full. Alright, so next stop, we'll go field 35 because that's the one we're going to hit first. And as you can see, I just had out of brain experience there as we pass right on by. Alright, so operating position. Alright. Unload bells. Unload bells here. Reset. Operating position. Better. I don't know why it was showing the bell floating in there. I think we got it now. So let's grab all of the bills here. Boom, boom, boom. Again, as we kind of talked about before, there's realistic ways of doing stuff and there's unrealistic ways. One of the unrealistic ways is using auto-load build trailers. There are guys in the community who are sticklers about using auto loads versus manual loading trailers. Up to you how you feel about it and how you want to play. But for me, as a console player, auto load trailers are a lifesaver because there's a lot of, I won't necessarily call all of them bugs, but there are a lot of quirks in the game when you choose to play realistically and you want to use your front loaders, your wheel loaders, your bell forks, and all of that stuff to move around bales. PC players have more workarounds than console players in a lot of situations. If you choose to play realistically on console, you're going to be stuck with what you're stuck with. But again, play the way that works the best for you. As I've indicated before, I like to play semi-realistic, and I sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, kind of fluctuate on that a little bit. But for the most part, again, I play semi-realistic in the way that's most fun for me. I definitely don't have any problem baling realistically. I've done it before. Just takes a lot of time, effort, and in this game, patience due to some issues with the in-game physics. And trust me on that, I've done it enough, and I could tell you, because just like how we got these bales on here now, I could get them on this trailer very close to this if I'm patient enough with a bell fork and a front loader or other device. But it would take a lot of time, because I've gotten to be very good with that equipment over the years playing this game. With that being said, in the interest of time, so on and so forth, we're using all those right now. All right, so we're at the sale point. And again, this is the two baling contracts, it's 35 and 38. Like I kind of talked about earlier, when we deliver these bales, I don't really know which of these two the game is going to attribute the bales that we deliver to. It could be 35, it could be 38. The game is totally random sometimes when it does this. You think it would do it in the order that you accumulate the contracts, but I'm not sure if that's the case, and I'm not sure if it 100% works that way all the time or not. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and, well, first I should have set the thing to transport position before we started moving, but I forgot. That's my mistake. I'm gonna hit unload bales, and then we're gonna move our bales over here. Whoops. To my left, and do unload bales here. Boom. And I think the bales are liftable, so we're gonna go ahead and drop that one in here. And let's see what contract we're getting credit for here. 35, 38, I don't really see. Okay. Whoopsie daisy. Oh wow. You guys see what I totally just did there? The bales are supposed to go to the biogas plant, and I just, holy moly. All right. Well, we definitely probably won't hit the numbers that we need for both of these contracts tonight, boys and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Because as I was talking, I was totally not paying attention to what was the correct delivery point for the baling contracts. I didn't save before we got to this point, and I don't want to negate everything else we've done tonight. So where we're at is where we're at. So we're going to play it by ear and see if things work out. All right, so heading to the biogas plant with the bills that we have left, and hope that we still have enough bills left to complete both contracts. In fact, let's also do this so we don't waste a trip. I'm going over here to field 35. I'm going to grab all of the bills that we can until our trailer's full. Take them to the biogas plant and just see how everything plays out. And hopefully we don't completely run out of bills before we get credit for completing both contracts. But I doubt such will be the case, but we're going to see. All right. All right. So it looks like, based on how many bills I got now, we're probably gonna take an L on one of these billing contracts, and that kind of sucks. But that's my fault. I'll take that loss because I wasn't paying attention. I was operating under the assumption that both of these contracts were to the bill delivery point for livestock. And I could have sworn also that that was what those contracts initially said. I'm going to have to go back and check the tape on that, because I think those points did change, but I'm going to have to go back and after tonight and watch the video on that and see if that was the case, if that did change. Alright, so we're headed to the biogas plant in the with the slim hopes that we still will be able to hit or accomplish our goals for both of the building contracts. Alright, we're here at the biogas plant, and we're gonna go ahead and unload bales and see what happens. Unload bales here. Alright, so we got credit for both contracts being completed. Awesome. I didn't think we were going to get that, so that's great. We'll go ahead and collect both contracts. And we still got some bills left over. So the rest of the money we get from those bills will be straight profit. So that's another $35,248. Our balance is now $813,934. All right, we're getting on up there and getting close, folks. All right, so I'm gonna take this bale trailer back to my main farm. And you can see it's 8:32 in the morning, so we still got plenty of time to do some things today. One of the things I want to check before we commit to doing anything else, we want to take a peek at my crops on the farm that we own to make sure we're not missing any windows on any tasks that we need to perform as far as maintenance or any other things concerning our fields that we own. I don't know if it's just me, but it also looks like our the performance of the game looks like it's a little bit choppy tonight. Maybe that's just me, but definitely looks like we're kind of a little bit choppy tonight. Let's go. Trailer here. Let's see if that's close enough to get picked up. Yeah. Alright, so repair a tractor, $196. Repair a trailer, $6. Oops, Mahindra? No. And I gotta be super careful where I park the trailer this time because I don't want to accidentally auto-load any bales. So we're just gonna park it right here for now. And let's go ahead, while I'm thinking about it, we're gonna go ahead and just refill, gas up our tractor. Boom. Alright, so she's filled up, ready to go. But for now, we're going to put her in park. And I'm trying, if you're wondering what I'm doing now, I'm just thinking about what I want to do as far as a screenshot. I don't think I want to do. Actually, I do. No, that's not a good screenshot. Alright, don't think I'll do that. So let's take a look at our contract screen. This is what we have available now. I'm still going to keep our time scale at real time while I'm working contracts. I might speed it, I would definitely speed it back up once I'm done with contracts, but we're going to keep our time scale at real time for right now. But before, again, like I also said, before we do that, let's take a look at our fields and see if we got any issues there that we might want to address. I'm going to walk over to our field so that I can see the field info as well. Alright, our grass says it's ready to harvest. Expected yield 123, yield potential 125. That's good to go. Then let's go over here to our, and that's field 3 that we're on now. We want to go over here to field 9. Let's see what's happening over there. Again, we're gonna walk on over there just because that's what I feel like doing right now. I should have hopped in my Mahindra. Actually, yeah, we still can do that. Let's make it fun. Sometimes I forget. Alright, so going over here to field 9. Alright. So growing, but the yield and yield potential is way lower than what it should be. Don't know why, per se. I've done everything I'm supposed to do at the correct intervals, but still not there. Alright, and then our other field here is field 4. And that's our wheat crop. Yield potential is also 89 here as well. Again, same deal, don't know why. I'm gonna roll with it for right now. Don't know if I spray the fields, if that'll give me any bonuses or anything anymore. I don't think so, because when I come, let's take a look at the filters real quick and check. But I don't think okay, from the filters view, I don't think yeah, that's going to give us anything. Yeah, because both 6 and 9's ready to harvest too. Oh no, it's in its latest last growth stage. Sorry. 4 is 9 is in one of its late growth stages. 4 is still kind of in the middle range here. And 3 here. Let's turn the filter over grass so you can kind of see what's going on there. By default, grass filter is turned off. You see grass is showing it's ready to harvest. Field 4 is in one of its later mid to late growth stages. 9 is in a late growth stage. Remember, 9 is oat, 3 is grass, 4 is wheat, and if we go to our crop calendar, we can kind of see it there. You see wheat will be ready to harvest in July. Barley is ready to harvest now. Oat will be ready to harvest in July. Poplar, grass, oilseeds ready to harvest now. Rye is ready to harvest now. Alfalfa is ready to harvest now in June. Again, we're in phase 2 of June, and I like to say phase or instead of days. Although if we're playing with 2-day months, so and basically, the second day of the month is equal to like day 16 through 30 or 31 of a particular month. All right. So I am going to go ahead and pick up a couple of more contracts. We're going to work on. I'm going to work on. I'm going to wait one more cycle before I harvest the grass on my own field, because I think I want to just do like a harvesting episode, and I'll probably do that on our next episode, and we'll just come through and do that all at one time. Because like, if we go back and look at the calendar, yeah, we got, yeah, because my oat and wheat should be ready to harvest here as soon as we advance to the next month or the next day. Yeah, so I think I'll just do a harvesting episode. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, so going back to the contract screen again. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and pick up a couple more contracts. I'm gonna work. We'll take all three of these, and I'm gonna use all of the provided equipment or items. And it's always a little tricky here when you're using whoops, wrong connection there. And made me totally lose my train of thought. Well, while we're here, we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you for your patience. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But either way, let me know. I am Jose831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms, on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. Same thing applies on all those platforms. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All episodes of my Twitch live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. The same thing applies there. I'm just going to do this in shot here. Same thing applies there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But either way, let me know. That's the only way I can improve and get better and provide the content that you want to see. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? This is Bose831 Gaming, Twitch live stream series, Farming Simulator 22, Alma, Missouri map. screenshot right here. And okay, we'll turn the help window back on. Alright, and let's go hop back over to contracts here. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick up this contract here on 28. I'm going to pick up the one on 26 and 29. I will work these, probably attempt to work these off camera. Hopefully we'll have better success with these off camera efforts than we did between tonight's episode and our next episode than we did previously. But as indicated, when we come back in on the next episode of this series, I'll get you up to speed on where we're at the time that you're tuning in. And we'll just take it from there. It's been fun, folks. It's been very challenging, but that's about what it is. This is Farming Simulator 22. And this is the Farming Simulator series. So we're headed now to, I'm gonna take this is out to field 28. Let's see where 28 is on the map. Okay, that's near the main farm. I'm trying to see. Okay, looks like you gotta drive through 29 to get to 28. So we gotta go here and come down here and come here like we're going to the main farm. So that's our next stop. And this harvester is going to get us there at the blazing speed of 20 miles an hour. So it's going to be a slow ride. So let's take it easy, as Foghat would say. Alright. But we're coming up again on the end of tonight's episode. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in, checking me out. You know, this is Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. And again, don't forget the episodes of my Twitch live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel in their entirety. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe while you're there. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone. My dude's chilling, man. He's rocking and rolling, boy. See, this is... I gotta get my character a name, man. I gotta think of a good name for him. Alright.